I've got what might be a channel first for you today. We're playing the first two games of a series in the same episode. Welcome back to Newcastle. Now that is of course because I have disabled the first transfer window, so there are no transfers, which means I get to fill your time with games. Also means you get to watch me struggle with the original squad for 4 in-game months. I'm now regretting the decision slightly. However, the in-game fixtures are not the same as the real-world fixtures, so it's not quite as a tough a start as it is in reality. We start with Brentford and Wolves, which actually was a consideration for a beta save. A little bit of an in-joke because of how much I like Portuguese players, or seem to end up with Portuguese players in Football Manager. Teixeira, Trincao, Queiroz, the list goes on. But obviously I am still stuck with the original squad and the original injuries. I've also got the opening day press conference for you, so I didn't do the initial welcome press conferences on screen, I now realise that. Figure we do the first day one, see if there's anything interesting here in the press conferences. Very likely, this is just going to hard cut to the end of the press conference because it's still the same boring things. Yep, okay then. Oh, quick note, I am using the Kojuro skin. You can find it on FM Scout. I think that's why I got it. FM22 skins, just Google it, you'll find it. Kojuro. Oh good, crashed out. What a shame. Fun fact, I asked for new facilities on both youth and training. Apparently, I've not been here long enough to do that kind of a request, and it was immediately shut down. This might be a skin issue. I do feel like Dubravka's coming back earlier in the game than he is in real life. I'm not going to complain about that though, because I need him. Woodman starts in goal, Lewis their left back, Clark and Shah are the starting centre-backs because Lascelles is injured, and Keo right back is coming back to fitness but for 45 minutes. It said he's good for 45, he's playing the 90 because I don't have any other options. Hayden, Longstaff and Willock in the middle. I've gone for a regular central midfielder in the middle. I think sometimes formations just need a regular player in there somewhere, just doing the basics. And if we go on the new analysis page, which sort of more accurately shows you the problem areas of your formation in terms of field coverage, there's no real major issues. This bit here behind Callum Wilson is a little bit bare, but it's not hugely problematic. Ahead of Willock, we do have Alan Saint-Maximin on the left-hand side, Almiron on the right-hand side, and Wilson up front, of course. We're expecting the goals from Wilson. Neither my captain or vice-captain are on the pitch, which is somewhat unhelpful, so Isaac Hayden's taking it. I don't know if this was always here, but this is an interesting new development, or at least it's being shown in a different way. Go hard on Ivan Toney. Sure, why not? This is a match we should be winning. Considering the relative performances of the two clubs so far in the real world, I didn't go for it, and therefore nobody cared. Do you wonder if faith is a little bit less potent than last year? Maybe it's because I'm a new manager. So there's our formation, of course. 4-3-3 is listed in the game, but 4-3-2-1, as it's more widely known as. All right, let me get this sorted out. We do not want extended, but I think we are going to see the highlight kickoff nonetheless. They are playing a 3 at the back system with Ayer in central defence, which is not what's happening in real life. I do believe they're playing Ayer at right back. There we are. Highlight over, you can see their formation now properly as well. But Pinnock and Janssen alongside. So Maximan puts the ball in. Shah at the back post hits the crossbar. If they give me a chance to change that visualiser, Manquillo's doing a throw-in on the wrong side of the pitch. That's problematic. Lewis forward to Saint-Maximin, who is mugged. Good job, Alan. David Raya puts the ball forward. Shah forward to Manquillo. And Saint-Maximin has been found, and he tries to dink Raya. Raya hoofs it forward, and highlight not over, apparently. Saint-Maximin on the ball again. Through to Longstaff now. Still Longstaff on the ball. Still Longstaff on the ball. Almiron's there. I thought that got in for a second. Raya has managed to catch it behind him. Oh, we are the Friday night kickoff game, apparently. We are the first game. We're on television. Don't know what to put over there now then. Lewis in the box doesn't get there. Need to work out corners, I just realised. I completely forgot to deal with that before we started. Clark. It's gone back out to Almiron. Almiron again into the box. That's an interesting ball back to Fabian Shah. The boards behind were moving at an alarming pace. Hayden's gone for it. I got distracted by the boardings because they were just racing around in the background. I think for now, we'll just pop on the Newcastle shot map and see where we're getting our shots from. Mbuemo? Probably not how you pronounce it. Oh, for God's sake. Doesn't matter where he plays on the actual pitch. I has a threat from set pieces. Seeing it from the reverse angle here. Yep, no one goes with him. And it's in the goal. Classic Newcastle defending that. Oh, interestingly, one thing I did just notice there. Sorry, what happened there? Okay, there was a foul by Toney anyway. But one thing I just noticed on the left-hand side is they do credit the assists on this now, as well as the goal scorer on this side of things. Obviously, last year they added the assist to make it when the goal happens. But it's against the run of play. Brentford have scored. Great. I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. Stars we mean to go on, lads. Stars we mean to go on. I mean, this is a result that I would expect in real life, considering the way the two teams are playing. The performances don't match the outcome right now. And we're just going to change one thing when it comes to the formation, because I didn't do it before. And that is support these inside forwards. Also, inverted wingers were better last year, so I might just pop them on inverted wingers for the time being. Do I go for pressing forward this year? Do we go for advanced forward? I think we might just pop in as advanced forward for the time being. Play to Callum Wilson's strengths. It's another corner with Mbromo, and Tony's at the back post, and new scores. Ivan Toney, of course. Former Newcastle. Just to rub salt in the wound there. Demand more from this team because we've seen nothing from them. Now, if I remember rightly, Ryan Fraser is right-footed, so we'll get him on for Almiron, who has been rubbish, apparently, as a regular winger on that right-hand side. Don't really see the need to play anyone else. I mean, Kraft can come on. He's technically injured, but he's going to come on because Manquillo has been bad and he is knackered. So Maximan's fitness is questionable, but I have to leave him on because he's the quality man. 5 minutes to go. There's a highlight. Sam Maximan finds Fraser. Interesting ball forward to Callum Wilson, who wastes it. Ayer now. Through to Tony. Canos on this right-hand side, which I think might have an accent in real life, that name. Seen him on fantasy football quite a lot. Aguero is intercepted. Hayden. I think I have in my team, actually, Canos now, thinking about it. Shah. Forward to Fraser. Willock. Wilson might get on the end of this. He does somehow, but he is forced wide. Late chance to equalise here. Oh, it's gone in. Oh dear. I don't really know how Callum Wilson gets that ball, but he does. So we'll take it. But Callum Wilson drilling the ball across the box for nobody because there's nobody else in the box. Ayer has put it into his own net instead. Thanks. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate it. Full time comes. I only made 2 subs, but sod it. Wow, the second half was really bereft of anything of any quality at all. I'm embarrassed by that. Manquillo is demotivated. Good, because you were pathetic. Unfortunately, the skin doesn't actually show me the potential as I hoped it would do, but Santiago Munoz, of course, from the Mexican team, on loan currently, but I think there's a permanent option, or it becomes permanent, either way. 2 million. Could be really quality. Yeah, optional feature fee of 2 million. Apparently he could become quality, and as soon as I think I can actually do that transfer, I probably will do just to see what happens. So apparently you can actually turn the staff meeting to never. Now, I don't know whether that stops you getting the report in general, because you can get them to send you a report instead of the meeting. I don't want to put it on never in case I don't get the report. I'll find out about that and let you know, but for now I'm leaving it on fortnight and then just ignoring the meeting. Because if you tell them to send a report, you get this instead, which is far better. All the information in one page. Just realised I didn't actually organise the coaches. I did fill out the staff, but I didn't organise the coaches afterwards, so I will deal with that. Foreign takers, they're doing it because they're left backs, you idiot, so we'll leave that on there. And develop Sam Maximan's weak foot is probably actually a really good idea, actually. So I feel like last time we had an issue in this area, which is actually what was already highlighted. Now, technically, I've made it worse by making him an advanced forward here, but I do feel like I need to play to Callum Wilson's strengths. So what I've done is change the centre midfielder role to attack. Now, Shelby's come in, Longstaff's taken a 2-week injury. But what I'm thinking is, having the attacking midfielder on the right-hand side, even if it's not an attacking midfielder, having a central midfielder on attack on that right-hand side, it's going to be less of a problem than if they were on the left-hand side. Because Almiron's that little bit more of a teamwork player, a little bit more of a workhorse. He will track back that much more than Sam Maximan will. Otherwise, the team is unchanged. I do believe Lascelles is not back yet still, so that's the only change I would make. Everything else, I don't really feel like I would. That's the first 11 apart from Shelby in there now. Woodman remains in goal. Okay, we're not getting team sheets for some reason. I don't know what happened there, but there's a highlight pretty much from kickoff as Raul Jimenez goes close. We're going to talk about the fact that Woodman's still in goal, of course, because there's been no improvements on the goalkeeper front. Might actually have Dubravka back for the next match, or the next Premier League match anyway. There is a Carabao Cup tie with Leeds in the meanwhile. We're not going to do that. But we will come back for Leeds in the league, I think, actually. Adamar Shah clears it. But yeah, we play Leeds and Brighton sort of in about a month's time. They're the ones I'm targeting for the next episode. Much as you'll probably enjoy watching me struggle with the original Newcastle squad, I don't want to occupy too many episodes with this squad. I do want to get to the transfers relatively soon. So we'll do sort of 2 more before January, and then I'll bring you back in January, because In theory, I will have some transfers lined up for the first, as Raul Jimenez should have been taken out there by whoever's doing that sliding tackle, but he's got the ball back and hoofed it. Encourage the team. That's still a thing. Encouraging early on a 0-0 still gets the same response. That's good to know. Playing three at the back, playing against three at the back again, but the Wolves lot have wide players rather than two strikers. Nothing really happening in the game. One thing I do notice is there's not a lot going on in the game. A couple of their players do have good ratings, whereas ours are all average, except for the goalkeeper. Of course, there is an element of having a rookie goalkeeper in goal, a relatively rookie goalkeeper in goal in this first stage of the season. We should expect maybe not to be as defensively sound as when we have Dubravka in goal. We would expect him to save more than Woodman would. That's an interesting sentence. Oh my God, Shah, what the hell was that? I mean, Adama finishes like Adama Traore, so that's fine. But please don't let that be a symbol of how good the match engine is this year, because that was really stupid and weird from the player in the match engine. He just hit the ball about half a foot too hard in his own half and then didn't bother going after it. Felt like a match engine issue rather than a simulation issue there. I don't mind players over hitting balls, but that was really weird and Callum Wilson was injured. Right on cue, actually. Hang on a second, I need to work out who's second best between Dwight Gale, who has 14 finishing, and Joe Linton, who has above a 10. You know what? I'm actually going to bring Joe Linton on. I'm going to make him a pressing forward because that's what he's good at. I just feel like this team probably works better with a pressing forward just because it gets those wide players involved a little bit more. I would have thought anyway. I mean, a draw here away at Wolves isn't a horrible result as Raul Jimenez makes it 1-0, except he's offside, so that's fine. Absolutely didn't think that was a goal. Oh, it's been awarded. Oh my God, they're actually doing this now. Oh my God. They listened. I thought he was onside. I'm not going crazy. I'm not crazy. He was onside. Why was it flagged offside then? I mean, he's miles on. The lines are wrong, but that's a fascinating... I mean, I hate the fact it's gone against us there, but that's a fascinating tweak to last year's game, where goals would only ever be undone rather than redone. You know what words I'm trying to get to there. But Almiron's been a bit pathetic again, so Fraser on as a winger. Please tell me attacking wide players aren't just bad this year. Fraser on a corner, though. Could have set pieces, Dendoncker clears. Hayden, if we can get a late equaliser again, that'll be grand. Fraser wasn't offside. Willock. Shelvey's in the middle. Wastes an opportunity to smack it in the goal himself. To Lewis. Back to Hayden. Shelvey's there. Willock. Get a space for himself. Get a spot. Oh dear, there's been a calamity. Okay, so right now this feels very scripted in the sense that we will concede a goal, and then later on we will have a calamity go in our favour. But Willock to Fraser, technically, I don't think he gets an assist. I think the game has Dendoncker having a touch there, which Fraser gets on the end of. The fact there's no assist listed for Ryan Fraser suggests that might be indeed the case. Full time arrives. There was 5 minutes of added time there, as Wolves had 23 shots, 9 of which were on target. Woodman has had a good day, despite conceding a goal. But Ryan Fraser is the first goal scorer for Newcastle, technically. I mean, I said I'm not happy, but a point away at Wolves with this squad is not bad. That's the league table, by the way. We're not playing the first game this week. Tottenham and Man UFC, got to be precise there. Liverpool have yet to play. Someone's played 3 times here. What? How on earth is a team play 3 times and there's 3 teams on 1 game? 2 from 2 for Villa, Leicester and Manchester City. Good to see Leicester actually being regarded well this year, seemingly so far. Leicester were always far worse than they should have been in previous FMs, and Brendan Rodgers in particular was massively underrated as a manager on his attributes as well. So, seemingly, so far, might be alright. But 2 draws and 2 points. 3 to 4 weeks for Callum Wilson. Accurate, surprisingly accurate. But like I said, I'm aiming this double bill here with Leeds and Brighton. There's a few games in between, including one against Manchester City in there and Arsenal. But Leeds and Brighton, I'm based in Leeds, so that's why I've got bias. They're also 2 televised games, weirdly enough. But Leeds and Brighton should be sort of in that pack that we're against. And whilst we're in these early stages, I want to bring you games against teams that aren't at the very top of the table. Because obviously we'll get those once we get there. But speaking of those clubs, I am looking at sort of the Liverpool, Spurs, Chelsea treble there. We'll do 2 of those probably, and the one after that, and then I'll bring you at the beginning of January with this Manchester City game and FA Cup third round, maybe, depending on how many transfers we've got locked in by January the 1st. I'm not sure if I can even lock in transfers before January the 1st with a disabled transfer window. Don't know if it releases that when the transfer window would have shut, or if it releases it on January the 1st. Got an awful feeling It won't let me do anything until January the 1st. I guess I'll find out soon on that front, but I hope you enjoyed our fortunate pair of draws there, let's say. I mean, I'll take them. I'll take the luck where I can get it. As I'm recording this, I don't know precisely how full this schedule will be. I am aiming to have an episode every single day in this first full week of FM22 beta. I might end up having to resort to Monday, Wednesday, Friday, the regular schedule. I don't know. It depends how much free time I get. Until then, ta-ra.